Okay, how is everyone doing today? I see we have a few already in chat. Samuel, Rob, Darthon, how's it going? Yeah, this is a little bit later of a start than what I wanted, but we'll make it work. Tara, how's it going? Tribble? Okay, let me get over to the right screen here. There we go. Friend, Tribble, Warp Core, Dark Ghost, Nuclear Triad, how's it going? So there were some performance improvements over on Tribble. Trying to address some of the issues we run into, with poor performance in TFOs and various maps. Um, is no good. Thank you for the sub, Scuba. Thank you for the sub. So that there were some performance improvements done to the game over on Tribble, and if we can get a few people over there running some TFOs, that would be a good test. In addition, there is some more changes that were done with the new content that they added for Sector Space, the Deep Space Encounters. So, Trouble, thank you for the super sticker. Greatly appreciate it. Paul, how's it going? What do you do if the page to load your character into Tribble doesn't let you choose the server? Mike, I've not run into that personally, so if it's not letting you, I don't really have a solution. You can post about your issues on the Discord, but I don't have any solution for you, unfortunately. Kevin? Yeah, but with the Tribble character copy, you can copy your character over multiple times. And you can come over here and test a bunch of things. You just can't test Zen store stuff. That's like the big thing you can't do over here. Let's see. So last time I was here, the GOM 2, like I purchased the GOM 2 over on Tribble. Yeah, okay, so they fixed it. So the GOM 2 is it looks like it's actually here now. Logical, congrats. I have not seen that. That means I'm going to have to go through and approve it. Flipjack, how's it going? But yeah, if it's not working, then yeah, I unfortunately don't have a solution. I do want to thank Plonk for hooking me up with a fleet over here on Tribble for both Fed and KDF. So if you are wanting to get into a fleet over on Tribble, we can get you sorted there as well. But yeah, logical. There's been quite a few people making some nice jumps performance-wise recently with the recent changes. Yeah, Tribble died and it came back up yesterday. The ground compass at the S9 is showing all the different services. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, the new compass is gonna be a bit to get used to, but I think it's good. Wow, like I can't really see the deep space encounters now. I feel like there was initially complaints about everything being too big, and now they're maybe a bit too small, in my opinion. But I'm gonna okay, but hey, um, the auto navigation is back and working, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I fully like I've seen some returning faces too. Like I saw Tenor was getting some Deeps records. Um, yeah, I think the activation time changes have made the experience of doing deep runs a little bit smoother. So it'll be interesting to see how things develop, especially if there's any other stuff that gets activation times altered like that. I think it's overall just going to be an improvement with what they've done. They should just make the icons customizable on the minimap. I will say with the recent changes over on PC with the activation times that I have seen fewer misfires. Dan, thank you for the €2 super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Is that euro or is that pound? I don't remember. Thank you for the bits as well. Yeah, that's nice, logical. Pound. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Well, if I say euro, it'll make the Brits here very happy. So I'm in one of the, I think this was one of the wave-based deep space encounters. I think it's what it was. I don't know. So, Breen. I don't want to fight Breen.
Long-range sensors have identified an incoming enemy squadron.
Okay, so I mean, with these deep space encounters, I still need to get a video done that like summarizes everything going on here at the change. But I mean, there's still a bit subject to change in the future. But the change is adding, you know, some just pretty lightweight, like easily accessible content that that you can do, and you can earn personal endeavor experience from doing that. I'm extremely glad that I didn't do the crate build video before this week, because there are parts of that build that have changed because of the activation times. How good are the new encounters for leveling ships? They're not really good for that. Yeah, like well, let me go right back in. Okay, no, it properly disappeared. Okay, where is the next one at? There's a support one up here. Yeah, so on my main build, I do have Triptych in now. I dropped Crenum Chronophage for Triptych. I've dropped Jam Sensors, I think it was, to put Viral Impulse Burst on. Yeah, the ISOCON setups have also drastically changed. Brewster, thank you. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be trying a new giveaway approach too. I had a I'll say the controversial thing now. I used some automated assistants to help me set up some stuff in the program I use for like merging my chats together, StreamerBot. I asked ChatGPT to help me with creating a giveaway thing that will be able to use both the YouTube and Twitch chats. Cancelled, I know. The Triptych console, I talked about it in recent news videos, but it's the console off the NP. I don't know if I have it on this character at this moment over on Tribble. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, here it is. So with the recent patch on PC, it's got an instant activation time, and basically it calls in the 2 light escort wingmen to help you in combat, but it also provides you a really nice set of buffs while it's active. Did have to do a little back and forth with it, but it got it looks like it got the code all working. So we'll be trying that out here shortly. But yeah, I do want to do some TFOs over on Tribble, just some like Borg ones, just to test performance. So if we can get a few people over here, that would be great. We're just gonna do like, you know, just like the Borg stuff. And I'm gonna, you know, run a couple deep space encounters here. So I'm gonna rescue some life pods. This one, yeah, just gotta rescue the life pods. That's like the main objective. So that's what I'm gonna focus on.
of
go.
escape pods left to rescue.
I don't know. Shadows, I don't know. Um, and like Mike was in here saying before, like they ran into issues with getting over to Tribble, and support basically told them that, you know, like getting on Tribble is not like a guaranteed thing. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer. I don't have like an Epic only account to really go in and test that. The Acheron trait's garbage. Yeah, the Acheron trait, unfortunately, it's just really bad. From what I recall, because I think that's the one that Michi and myself we both tested, and it was really, really quite bad. A 5-second lockout every... Oof. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of these are just, you know, really simple. It's just do a couple interactions, defeat the enemies that are there. Then, like, that's it. My concern, though, and I'll talk about this in the... Like, in the video I do, going over everything, but my concern with this as is with the proposed cap of like 12,000 personal Endeavor experience points a day. Like, I know there's going to be a lot of people wanting to do that to, you know, keep up, you know, just try to catch up on Endeavors, get more progress, but I do worry that the 30 number could burn some people out. If it's, you know, if it scales down with higher difficulty and you only need to do like 10 or so on Elite to get the daily done, then that'll be less of an issue, but I like this system, but I wouldn't want to be doing 30 of these every single day, you know? I would get burnt out. Yeah. Yeah, Cobra, and I do think that with the recent changes, at least with the activation times, it makes it simpler. Because part of the issue with Crate is there's a lot of micromanagement for like ability timings and stuff like that. And even after these changes, there still is a bit of timing. Like Crate is the best DPS build that you can put together right now, but it's also going to have the highest skill requirement. Like, it's a build that, you know, sure, you can throw money at it, but you have to know how to use it. Like, you have to understand, like, mentally, where do I want to use these sorts of abilities? Like, I guess that's been sort of one of the concerns for me, after hyping it up, was just making sure everything is thoroughly explained. And to be fair, I will say, I already have like a Crate build posted from December of 2024, was it? Like, I've got an earlier version of the build posted, and that goes over a lot of the stuff. The point is, though, with the build guide, I want to show, you know, just like the general approach and how it can just be applied to various ships. It is. It is the highest potential. It has the highest potential, but it's also got the highest skill requirement. So, if you know what you're doing, you're going to get a lot out of it. The issue is getting to that point of like having your activations down. Like, I can tell you right now, even if I fully explain this, if you come to me and you tell me that the only button you want to hit on your keyboard is spacebar, the build's not going to work for you. It's not for you. Like, if you are not willing to do multiple keybinds, it's not for you. You have to have, like, it's a high performance build, and that high performance comes with an increased skill requirement. Like, and that's that's game knowledge of understanding, when to hit certain things. If you It's also the mechanical skill of you need to be able to do more than just spacebar. Like, you need to diversify your keybinds up and have a few different keys involved. And especially like if you're doing the ISE stuff. If you're trying to do like ISE, if your goal is to do ISE record chasing, like the keybinds get even 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 more advanced. Yeah, that's been the issue of, yeah, there is going to be a giveaway. If it doesn't, so the giveaway I'm going to try to do is with a new thing I set up. If it doesn't work, we'll just default back over to Discord. What would be the highest level ISOCon? I mean, you can still do millions of DPS with a spacebar only build, but I mean, it's still going to be down to your piloting. I don't know. It's stuff I'm still trying to figure out, and I do want to get the videos done. My hope is that timing lines up for me to do so in the very near future. Well, I want to try to get the giveaway going via chat. So actually, let me get that started here. Giveaway, I can do this right here. Giveaway. Okay. The giveaway here is for a tier 6 coupon. So you guys see how it's working. You just have to type exclamation enter. And we're going to let this go for probably the next 40 or so minutes. So you just have to type exclamation mark enter. That is a lot of spam in the chat. Okay, that is a lot more spam than I expected. Hold on a second. Need more spam? Yeah, I didn't. That is a bit more egregious than I thought. I'm going to pin that in the thing though. There we go. Yeah, that's a lot of messages. Wow. Okay. The giveaway, it's going to be for a tier 6 coupon. I have codes. If you're on PC, I have an ARC code. If you're on PlayStation or Xbox, I also have codes for over there. I'm going to have to fix this. Yeah, you have to copy a character over on the website before Tribble will appear on the launcher. How much uptime? Basically, like permanent. You can get extremely high uptime on the NP console. I missed another question during all of the giveaway spam. Chadwick, last live stream Cryptic finally addressed those C6. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be like a direct ship gifting thing that they're working on. Yeah. Okay, that's an insane amount of spam. Dread Through the Ages or Disco Inferno. I mean, Dread Through the Ages, DPRM is nice. DPRM account wide, that's just really that's a nice chunk of damage and survivability. Nice damage boost there. You're also getting the Enterprise J variants if that's something you care about. In Disco Inferno, it's really all about ruin of our enemies. And, you know, I like ruin of our enemies. It's a really good trait, but you do have to be getting a lot of kills quickly in order for that to work out. It's pretty much a must slot for like high end deeps builds, but if you're wanting something account wide and you're working on alts that don't necessarily have, you know, that much firepower quite yet, then probably the DPRM is going to probably be the initial, like the better option initially. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to like delete the response message it does, especially because it's dropping it in both the chats. I mean, the advanced disruptors and phasers are cool, but they're not like must have. Um, you could certainly combine the echelon and the NP console. Yeah, you could do both. I mean, that'd be 30% crit chance right there. Is there, if you have your account linked via Arc, do I consider it worth it now? I think it's in a better position. I don't think the 16th has as much meta value as some of the other stuff out there, but I think it's still, you know, solid. I would be, you know, going for like the 12th or 13th before the 16th, but with the change this week, it is certainly in a better position. Yeah, DPRM, I would just go Dread Through the Ages, you know, first. I will say there are some builds that don't use DPRM nowadays, but those are often at the most, like, bleeding edge. Like, for the vast majority of people, like, DPRM is still, like, a, you know, a top slot console. During a 35% sale would be the only time I'd go for the entire bundle now. But if you wanted to do that, I mean, it's up to you if the rest of the offering is worth it. Is there a way to copy settings to Tribble? Your keybinds in like your general settings, I think, copy over. It's been so long, I don't really remember. Your keybinds, I believe, should copy over, but like you're gonna have to rebuild your tray and stuff. I've also had a few people asking, do I expect there to be a 75% sale ever again in the future? And the answer is no. They did a 75% Muds bundle sale when there was only like 2 or 3 Muds bundles in the entire game. You know, we are now approaching the 26th bundle, which will probably be released like in the next month or so. I don't think we're gonna ever see a 75% sale again.
A fleet of enemy vessels incoming.
Yeah, I mean, these engagements are pretty... I mean, they're fairly easy. I'm doing this on Elite, of course, with a high-end build, but you can do these on normal, and it's... You know, these are all pretty quick to do. Yeah, that's fair, Shadow. I mean, if you want to fly like the Disco Connie or the Disco D7, then...
Scans are clear. The system has been secured for now.
You know, that increases the value of Disco Inferno. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Like, it's good to have the recognition that you've entered the giveaway. Like, I like that, but at the same time, it makes things super spammy. Yeah, Dread Through the Ages does have the Valkys as part of the Ent J selection. I think that there's a few different monetization changes that that the game needs. I think Muds bundles should always be available is like one of the things, but yeah, the 75% non-bundle Mud sales are still a thing, but the 75% sale for the bundles, that was a one-off. Yeah, it's a bit of an issue. You know, this was just testing it out, you know, so just seeing how it goes. I'm gonna start up my parser here. So let's get settings, and I'm just gonna change live to playtest. There we go. Any 5-3 Romulan ships that aren't the Scimitar? Now you got me thinking, because most of them that I'd use are like 5-2-1s. Because like the Alkina, the Valdor, I guess isn't the Praetor that's like a 5-3, but that's um. Have you seen the awful? Look, I know that the giveaways are not the most impressive items to some people, but I don't. I'd say, you know, the giveaways, if you don't like what they're giving away, I mean, you know, there's going to be another big item at some point in the future, so don't worry about it too much. Yeah, that's true. Axel, how's it going? Loving this new camera. Yeah, this new camera's working out pretty well. I got a pretty good deal on it. The Yellow Live S3 or Yellow Cam. Um, the price of these is like $200, and then I got it through AliExpress, and I think after taxes and all that and the import fee I had to pay, I ended up getting it for like 150. Yeah, logical. I agree. I'm a little bit tired of seeing people just absolutely lose it because the giveaway is like a small mediocre item. Like if you don't like it, like just chill. There's gonna be more stuff, and you know, we just literally had another free ship announced. We just had another free ship announced. Is that a fisheye? It's I don't know, you can look it up. They're on like Amazon and stuff. YOLO Cam S3. Thry, oh yeah. Um yeah, Paul. Complaining about free stuff is nuts, yeah. Okay. Hopefully we have enough people over here. I'm going to do a public queue for Infected Space Elite over on Tribble. You know, we're just trying to see how the server performance is. So if you're over on the Tribble test server, just queue up for Infected the Conduit Elite. There's been some performance improvements done in the game, and hopefully we can see some improvement here. That was a very fast pop. Yeah, there are some older ships I'd love to see upgrades for. You know, I've mentioned the Anoraks on a couple occasions, and that's if any of you are going for the bundle that's got the crossfield refit in there, the Anoraks is also a pretty good selection from that. Sure, it's not the best, but Paul, the next Klingon ship that was meant to be Infinity Lockbox, they're shifting that over to be the event ship for the next season. Yeah, we need a temporal intel spec Anorax. I will say that there is one science shred that's in an even worse position though, and that's the Sona collector. I I actually have the collector with the full Sona console set on one of my characters, and it's such an interesting ship, the concept, the unique functionality of it, but then it's got just this gimped buff layout on it, which is just really lackluster. Yeah, getting, especially with how many options we have nowadays to get stuff to easily keep UD up. Like, I am botting out already on this. Not hitting my Helios toggles properly. Gotta focus. Gotta do the big deeps.
Disarm your weapons. You will escort us to your homeworld, where we will begin assimilating your culture and technology.
Scanning the nanite transport. Got it. Digital data is available.
A little bit of stutter, but nothing too aggressive thus far.
Repair the transporters. Stop them.
The start saw a little bit of a blip there of some issues still, but the rest of this is still fairly smooth.
Destroy it.
As I completely botched my piloting here. I got out deeped by the engineer on a Voyager. I feel bad. How did that feel though for you guys? Dan out here, out deeps, and all of us with an engineer. Yeah, it looked pretty smooth. Are there any consoles that I look forward to being updated to become more viable? The NPO is a big one. Dilithium, that already the Credence console Dilithium transporter. Um, the changes to that have made that so much easier to use. Yeah, I mistimed my abilities. Okay, let's try another. We'll do a hive up next, and we'll probably blitz right through it. Yeah. Like, it didn't feel bad, but we're probably also the only TFO instance, so it's going to be a bit more testing. I'm going to queue up now for Hive Onslaught Elite. A new personal best on Tribble. Yeah, I mean, what I've done over here so far has felt better, but it's also it's hard on Tribble because there's never as many people over here, you know? I was low-key almost regretting getting the Credence console last year. It was so unfun. This made it so much more exciting. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Out of everything that's been listed or like changed thus far, trying to think what else is there that I'd like to see changed. Um, I guess the Excelsior 2 console would be one of them. Yeah, the Tachyon Netrons, that's a pretty big change for those as well. It's possible. I think that came up in the thread. Yeah, the experimental power redirection off the Excelsior 2 did pop up in the thread pretty early on from Michi. So that's possible. Jeremy had mentioned he changed like 40-ish consoles, right? 40-ish, like a total of 40, around 40 things, I think it was on the stream. Tachyon Netrons, I I don't know. I know it's faster than it was. Like I tried it the other day and it was faster. Do I have it on me right now? No, I don't. If you try it out on live, you'll see it. It's massively better. To get rid of them where it's feasible to do so, I think is the objective. Like, there are some out there where it's just needed because of the animations that are associated with the ability. But I think for a few of these, it's it's clear that the activation time that they had was not really needed. So I'm gonna die here. I mean, this compared to live feels like, very, very smooth.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel.
Yeah, extremely smooth compared to live. Yeah, if Aileron's an example of a console that has the activation time as part of the mechanic, yeah.
This is not
How long am I going to go today? Well, we'll see. It's not going to be like a multi-out. Like, I'm not going to go for like 3-4 hours. Thry is Dread Through the Ages. The Thry stats are a little bit disappointing, personally.
Where none can be had.
For the stream, I don't know. Like, I'd like to get a few more TFOs done over here. I mean, everything so far feels pretty smooth. Like that hive did feel like really smooth, but the issue is with us not having like multiple instances of TFOs going of the same TFO, it can be a bit harder. Yeah, let's do a Kittimer Vortex. That one's always really bad performance-wise. Kittimer Vortex Elite public queue. Probably because there's only 20 players. Yeah. I mean, it feels better than live, but we'll see here. Vortex is one that historically on the live server's been pretty bad. I mean, Singo terrible. I mean, the stream I was thinking of, probably being at least an hour and a half. With it being on Tribble and the amount of activity we can get on Tribble, I didn't think it was going to be super long over here. I might shift back over to the live server at some point. Yeah, Kittimer does have Denatra at the end where she's in the scimitar. Yeah, don't think your pets even got there. Yeah, let's see how many are on. Yeah, I mean there's a few people over here. What do I think about Epic Phoenix not getting a change? I would love to see something different put into the Epic Phoenix tab. I don't know. I don't know what ships currently over in Muds being moved over there would like move the needle for me. I don't know.
The Borg are sure to.
There definitely needs to be more. The backlog's down to 11.8. Well, keep in mind also that there's like the Vandy shields and stuff going on right now as well. Yeah, that's a good point. The Alliance ships that are in the Kittimer Muds bundle, I think universally everyone hates that. So I would be very down to see them get rid of that Muds bundle and to just move those items over to the Epic Phoenix tab. Like I think the original Kittimer and the Tamir are the ones I'm missing, and Like, I'm not spending, you know, $150 to get them. They're not that good. Things are dying fast. Darthon, I, as always, appreciate you coming in with the support. The blue flashing is because Darthon's used the friendship console on me. It's not a console you can use on yourself, so this is not an effect you can achieve on your own. Things are dying very, very fast.
Resistance is futile.
Yeah, look at the Tachyon Metron. It's just... Someone else popped it up right there, but that is... It's just so fast compared to how it used to be. Not a fan of the AFS Dread. Oh, it died while just sitting in there. Okay, beautiful.
The scimitar has been
I mean, that was the smoothest Kittimer I've seen,
entering the vortex. Denatra's
like, in a long time.
perhaps. She can be
But again, it's on the Tribble test server, so it's hard to say for sure. The Dill Phoenix event combo we have going on is normally a big reducer of the Deluxe backlog, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but I think that pretty much wraps up, I think, what we need to do for the Tribble testing. Like, it felt good. Like, each of the TFOs that we just did felt good. But I think just given the player count situation, we're gonna have to wait for this stuff to go over to the live server to really assess the final impact, you know? Okay, in 3 minutes, I'm going to draw the winner for the giveaway here. So if you have not already entered, go ahead and do so. I'm going to... I appreciate everyone that hopped over to the Tribble test server for those couple of TFOs there. I need to get a couple dailies done on the live server, so I'm going to hop back over there just to get those done. And, you know, the deep space encounters, I did a stream going over those the other day, and I am going to get a video out to summarize all those here in the near future. John, you want to do one more? Yeah, let's do a cure, okay? If you haven't done one of the TFOs yet, let's just do a quick cure. That got called out. We can do that quick. Yeah, I queued up for cure. Cure found delete. We'll wrap this up as the final Tribble TFO then. Cure. Terrible warp core. Look, I mispronounce everything, okay? Don't you remember we're playing Star Trek on Lean? Yeah. Jeremy, thank you for stopping by. I mean, did a couple of the Borg TFOs. I think the performance has been better, and especially the activation times. You know, that alone has helped quite a bit with the likability misfires. I'm not seeing those as much since the activation changes. Um, they still happen, just nowhere near as frequent. But the few runs I've done over here, like, it's been good so far, but it's hard to tell, you know, just given the player count here, the lack of other instances compared to the live server. That makes it a little bit harder to test. But I mean, everything has felt smoother so far. Hopefully my keyboard is not coming through the microphone too much. I am hearing it quite a bit right now. Are you guys hearing my keyboard a bunch on the stream? You just got Tribble, nice. Didn't get in, but thank you for trying. Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, the performance, like, there was just one little hiccup that was very, very minor at the start of the infected, but like, it was nowhere near like the issues on holodeck. So what keyboard? It's this lovely QWERTY keys keyboard. Love for them to add chip slots to the Tribble vendor. Tribble, you wanted a fleet invite? Are you Fed or KDF? Yeah, the activation changes have been really amazing so far. Did I ever try those orange chicken puffs? They were good. There was a little bit of spice to them, but they were good. A tiny keyboard? Would a Stream Deck make it easier on that build thing? No. I think a Stream Deck for the crate build. No, you need to just like be quick at hitting different keys. Like, you know, I've shown my keyboard on screen before. Like where is it? Like I have different things on like F, G, C, V. Like if you're doing the advanced keybinds, you need to just be able to rapidly hit the different keys on your keyboard, and it comes down to muscle memory too, and a lot of practice. Gravitic entanglement. I don't believe. Yeah, but let me get this invite out here. Has Nick failed to keep that up? Okay, Trouble, what is your character name over here? Or wait, you sent me a friend request, didn't you? Um, yeah, yeah, I was just looking to see if it was going to be nice and show you here. There you go. Soon, even terrible logical. Got to get the brain chip to handle all the stow keybinds. Yeah, it is a T6 coupon I'm giving away. So let me draw the winner. I'm going to close the giveaway out here. $94 total entries. And the winner okay, that's spammed a lot. I'm gonna have to fix that. It drew 2 winners. So I think both of those are probably PC players, I assume. May need a second keyboard for all the macros. I mean, how many keyboards are we talking about here? How many keyboards can I find in close proximity? I need more. How many keyboards? Borganator? Can I mean, I could hook a few up. Yeah, it's Corio has responded. Bren, are you here? Okay. Bren, Corio, you're both on PC, right? Can you put your @ handles in chat? Well, I just did a video on one of those. Does Guitar Hero controller have spacebar? I'm going to remove giveaway from the title. Okay. And just confirming you both are on PC, correct? Or did you already say yes to that? Watch the viewer count tank. Okay, yep, okay. Let me get the title changed here. There we go. Next giveaway a 2 terabyte. No, I'm not giving away SSDs. Okay, let me remove that pin. Unpin. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take a picture. I will send you guys the codes like in game after the stream. So I'll send you an in-game mail. Just make sure I can, like, you don't have like a clogged mailbox or something. So it'll be keys to redeem over on Arc. Need 2 terabytes of RAM for City Skylines? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go to live. I gotta get dailies done. Actually, it might be time for my PlayStation daily. Let me go check that quick. Yeah, no problem. I am burning through the PC coupons a lot faster than console. Now I'm going to see if I can do my Rise of Daily. That's all I'm doing is Rise of Daily, okay? Relax. That's all there is. Rise of Daily, potentially. I do not want an Xbox Stow account. I already have too much on my plate. As you guys know, I've not even really been able to keep up properly with what all I want to do on the PlayStation account, let alone, you know, the big projects I want to get done for just the channel in general. It's been hard. Like the past year, I've had a lot more responsibilities pop up in the past year. Events. Yep, I can do my daily. And also claim this giveaway here. I don't have room to, okay. It's just time. Like I've got some really good concepts of plans to like really go in and expand like the stow content. It's just getting the timing to line up. Hire some help. How much do you think the stow videos make? These videos, none of the stow content gets enough like traction to justify like hiring an editor or anything like that. Like just I guess to give an example, like the average stow video on this channel is going to be like 20 to 30 bucks in revenue. And you know, that's don't get me wrong, that does add up, but like that's not enough to hire like a dedicated
The
editor.
rope bridge often gets wind currents. Don't worry though, it's very safe. The rope bridge often gets wind currents. Don't worry though, it's very
I don't know.
safe.
I've got some ideas of ways I can try to you know, just smooth out my development process for getting videos done. It's just a matter of taking the time to get that done. Aren't all YouTubers millionaires? I wish. Do you imagine?
Be sure to take some time to explore the side trails.
AI
after you
editor?
start
No.
flying.
I think that there are some AI tools that can be beneficial. I think, as I've talked about before, that AI in general is like massively over. It's being pushed way too hard for what it can currently do. It's also
I hope
like,
you
as
have
some
a
of you
good
have raised, the ethical concerns about how some of this stuff is trained up is a bit concerning. Yeah. I still want to get the build stuff done. Now, for the build content that I want to do, I don't know how much it'll necessarily target all of you, but like for that secondary build channel, it's basically I create like templates of the build, and then I have some of the sections pre-recorded that I just drop into the video. So it's like it's because most of us know that most builds look very similar, but to someone that's a bit newer that doesn't understand that, they just want to see, you know, the build laid out for that ship. So if I can go in and get some build content done where like 90% of the video is just the pre-recorded sections that I'm just dropping in, and then the other 10% is the bit I need to record for that specific ship, like that's good for people where they're not watching the build guides, where they just want to see, here's this build on this ship, here's how you put it together. I don't remember Twisted if it is. I remember trying it, but I ended up dropping it. I don't remember why. Yeah, I've got a secondary build channel that I want to start up. It's just been timing. Timing has sucked. Responsibilities suck. Getting older sucks. That's the issue. And to be clear, I guess for those not familiar, in the past year I've taken on the responsibility of taking care of my niece and nephew. So that has been a bit altering for my scheduling. Okay, we're going over to live so I can get my stuff done over there. Get this going. Oh, I forgot the free Phoenix box. No, and I was right there. Thank you for reminding me. But there was a question about the orange chicken things. They're good. The things from Costco, those are good. More builds, less Spencer. Killer, no, there's not. Time to go buy Dread Ages and kick yourself afterwards. Filtrum. I mean, the buds bundles, they sting, but it is, especially if you're like hyperactive in the game, you like to play lots of characters, like getting some of these really popular ships account wide, just it feels good. The things people do for a rare upgrade, I know. Gotta get my free Phoenix pack here from Ona on DS9. There we go. What did I get? I mean, it's a very rare, so. There we go. You say niece and nephew, I hear future dilithium grinders. Wow. Have I tried orange duck? No. No. Okay, Fieldtrim, you mentioned that there was stuff not slotted on McStew's KDF fleet. Let me go over and take a look here. If you do go for the Master of Science bundle for the Crossfield refit, I would also go for the Anorax. Okay, those are good. Dilithium. Oh wow, yeah, nothing slotted. I gotcha. Oh wow, not even that. Is the Excelsior 2 a good ship? I mean, it's fine. It's a fine ship if you want to fly it. The thing to keep in mind is like with the power creep that we have now, like everything can be viable if that's what you want. Like you can go in and make any ship you want, you know, quite viable. Practice tactical exercises. Inch. Let's get this going. There you go. A little bit of lag right there. Yeah. I mean, and that's like a you know, a business decision on their part too, to make it so that there's like one highly desirable ship in there and then like, you know, two that are less desirable. Gotcha. Need to become a dill farmer, you just got to get all the characters. What are the top three? So I mean, for me, the ones that I put as the top three are, let me go back here, bundles. Choice pack of Dread Through the Ages, because that's got the DPRM in it, and then all three of the NJ variants, and those are in just 2 of the 3 selections. So if you go for the 23rd Century Dreadnought bundle, that gets you the Atlas with DPRM. You're getting the KDF and ROM equivalents alongside that, and the consoles they have, which are separate and part of the same set as the DPRM. If you go for the 26th Century Heavy Dreadnought bundle, that gets you the Enterprise J, the Durgath, and the Valkys, all in that one box. And then the Marions there. Otherwise, you can do, any of these other options. Disco Inferno is another really good one. That's got the Discovery Constitution and D7. The D7 specifically has the Ruin of Our Enemies on it, a top tier DPS trait. You do have to get a lot of kills, and at least another kill every 20 seconds to keep it up. So not necessarily for everyone, but if you're pushing big numbers, it's really quite good. Those two are in the same pack there. The Jovian's also interesting. It's not like a top performer or anything, but it's got a neat visual animation when you use the console on it, but it's not a must-have for most people. The Ball Sentry is also pretty popular for the platforms it drops. Then Into Darkness is the other, Into Darkness isn't necessarily for meta performance, it's more about the quantity, because you're getting a lot of ships out of it, and there's diverse stats. The ships, for the most part, all have different stats. Like the Kelvin Timeline starships, the Kelvin in that, the D4X and the Talaru, those all have different stats. They're not the same. They are, Jeremy. They are facing the wrong way. I never noticed until now. I never noticed. Into Darkness is a lot of ships, but most aren't that interesting in current year. Yeah. Best Galaxy variant, World Raiser would probably be the answer there. The World Raiser is a pretty interesting ship. It's got a Juggernaut array on it also, which does quite well. Cannot unsee them backwards now. The Vulcan ship in the 16th bundle promo is also backwards. Did we not notice this? Is that backwards? It looks right in this picture. Am I wrong? I see the engine trail there. Oh yeah, the engine ring, duh. Just a weird angle on it. Oh no, I need to pop that up though. Hold on. There was a comment up above. Of the ships not yet in bundles, what is the worst bundle combo they could make? Jeremy said, I have some ideas, but I shouldn't say. I'm gonna look at that list again now. Hold on here. Sortable, filterable ship list. Where are you? File, make a copy. Okay. I am sort of just curious to look at this list again of what ships do we not have in here so far, or yet in a bundle. It's not going to be anything from the last couple of years. I mean, there's still some pretty old ships in here that are not really desirable. Like a lot of this older Lobby stuff, most of the pre-2020 stuff is not going to be that great. The Zenkethi Zentar is like the Zenkethi Zentar is the only pre-2020 ship that I can see here that would be like desirable. I don't know. We just had a bundle with like a couple 22 and 23 ships in it, right? So I mean, there's some 2023 ships I'd like to see, but there's also the remaining 2022 ships that they got to get through. Yeah, Jeremy, a lot of people are very happy with the activation time changes, so thank you again for taking the time to get those done. The Keldon to some people. I feel like the Keldon might just be better as like just shifting it over to Lobby. I mean, it's been in the Lobby store before with the plain and simple bundle, so I feel like that just being a permanent Lobby edition would probably have a bit more impact. Need an Echelon bundle to devalue Spencer and Nick's secret stockpiles. I don't have many Echelons left. Nick has a bunch. Oh. Damn ads. Jeremy was saying, again, thank you for the activation time changes. So that's been very, very nice for many of us. Really has helped quite a bit. The only pre-2020 ship that really does much for me is like the Zenkethi Zentar. Like most of the other older offerings just don't really hold as much value nowadays, you know? But I don't know, I'm just thinking, what sort of bundles would I like to see? I mean, World Razor. I mean, basically all of the 2023 ships, like as soon as those get put into bundles, like those are going to be quite interesting. Like that was a very interesting year for ships. World Razor, Gorn Hunter, Connie 3, Friendship, Protostar, Dauntless 2, Shrike, like those are all like some pretty solid options. Master Dude, thank you for the casual membership. Greatly appreciate it. Worst bundle though? Yeah, worst. Okay. What would the worst bundle be? Courier Pilot Raider, because the only thing of value on that was its console, and then that was like massively broken, so that lost its remaining value when that got fixed. So Courier would be really disappointing. I mean, the easy answer would be a lot of these older pre-2020 ships. Like, many of these just don't really do much for me. I mean, Duderstat, yeah, the Duderstat is a rather controversial ship. It's, the trade on it, it's not very good. Yeah, so the Duderstat would be a bit of a meme edition, but I mean, there's some people that like the visual of it, and stats-wise, I mean, you can make the ship work. Yeah, then the cool ships would have little value because the consoles are still restricted to them. I mean, that's the same for a lot of those older ships. I mean, truthfully, most of these pre-2020 ships, if there was a bundle that was mostly composed of those, I just wouldn't really care. Just, I mean, if there was also, like, if there was a bundle of the 3 remaining ships from 2022, I probably wouldn't care much about that either, because, like, the Farragut, I got the Farragut. I tried it out, but the console on it just was really underwhelming, because the console's got just like a really long, was it? You drop it, and then it takes like 10 or 12 seconds to actually blow up. It was too slow. We were trying that on the Torp builds, and that was really quite rough. But I mean, there's some people that would like the visuals of that for sure. The Section 31 Intel Heavy Dreadnought, I got a bunch of heat for saying I didn't like that ship when it came out, and I still feel the same about it. It's basically to me just a worse legendary Gal-X. So I mean, if there was, looking at more recent offerings, if there was a bundle that had all three of those 22 ships in it, that are left, the Section 31, the Courier, and the Farragut, like I just wouldn't care. Wish that thing was a carrier with 2 hangars, yeah. Yeah, if this was like a carrier with 2 hangars, that would be a bit more interesting. Also, this picture, there we go. Like, the Section 31 design is nice, but the stats of it just didn't really wow me. Yeah. Yeah, the Farragut, eh. CasualSAB disappointment bundle coming soon. It's really a Black Miranda. Oh yeah, the Section 31 ships, when you use the like built-in drone swarms, it like massively expands your hitbox. Yeah. We got very frustrated using the Command Heavy Battlecruiser in some runs back in the day because like eventually the person using the Section 31 would have a hitbox like that was like half the map. It was a bit ridiculous. It was a really funny bug. Really interesting. Yeah, so let me get Notepad up here. Um what would be worst bundles? Let's see here. I don't even want to include most of the pre-2020 ships because they're so old, so outdated for most of them. Like the stats are, you know, just below like the Zen store offerings nowadays. Just none of them really, aside from the Zentar, none of them really have much. So pretty much their inclusion just is going to be, it's just not really going to add much in. Nick really likes the Keldon. I would rather see the Keldon returned to the Lobby store than put into a Muds bundle. They released the Keldon into the Lobby store via the Plain and Simple bundle during a couple brief sales. I think given the lack or the loss of value of Lobby in the past couple years, I'd rather see like a bundle like that just returned to the Lobby store permanently rather than just tossed into a Muds bundle. Just to give a bit more value to the Lobby store. Spiral Wave. Well, you can unlock the Spiral Waves right in the Zen store with any of the Cardassian ships. Yeah, plain and simple, just permanently return to the Lobby store. And the thing is, the issue is too with a lot of these older ships. You know, most of these are Lobby. Lobby's already seen a lot of devaluation in the past couple of years. I don't know if it's a wise idea to move more Lobby ships over to Muds because that's just going to further reduce the value of Lobby. Like I don't know, at this point I don't know how much value most of these would even have to offer a bundle, so yeah, let's go. What would be the worst bundle? I'm going to take, I'm going to just take Lobby out. I don't want to look at the Lobby ships. Okay. Yeah. That's yeah, I guess the new season will be bringing some new stuff. Yeah. Ryoken, yeah, pretty much. It's all Barbie. Um, well, I'm just saying, like, based on what's left, like, when you factor in the traits, the consoles they have, there just isn't much there. I'm no, the question is, what would be the worst? So it's not going to be any ship, from 25, 26, and probably not really from 24 either. Um, so really, we're looking at what would be the worst combo of ships from like pre 24, probably be the question. Yeah, Jeremy, there was a couple of Lobby bundles that we used to see. Yeah, there was the Zenkethi Dread was in there, the Zentar. There was the Anorax was also in there briefly. The Jem'Hadar, like Strikewing and Recon, I think. Inquiry, Anorax. Yeah, there was a couple that were briefly put in there. Oh, the Franklin. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's a couple of those where if they returned, I'd be grabbing them. Like some of those older promo ships that just don't really have as much value. Like I don't want to buy a Muds bundle for a ship that I might want on just one character. Like, but if there was Sona Collector, for instance, I don't want to buy the Muds bundle for that because I just don't think the ship really is held up that well. But if there was a way for me to just go in and grab a couple with Lobby again, I'd probably do that. Burn up a little bit of the Lobby I have. Yeah. Okay, so just looking at this, um, the Nikul Tadari, that doesn't have much to it. I don't remember what the Herc has. I know the Xantar is good, but the Manassa, oh yeah, the Manassa would suck. Only a Lieutenant Intel? Let's get the Manassa on here, and like the accessories on that, not really that good either. Like it's not a bad ship, it's just old. Like it's just old and just doesn't bring much to the table, in the modern state of the game. Tadari, I mean that's at least got dual specialization, but that's a 4-2. Not it's a pilot, but not a pilot escort. Um I would be disappointed seeing that in a bundle. At least it's got commander attack. Oh yeah, on the Manassa, yeah. I mean, really, it would be just like these older ships. Like the Kelvin's really not held up well either. Um, the sphere builder. I mean, at least that's got the commander temporal. That's not too terrible. That's a workable layout on that. It's not good, but it's not complete garbage. The Herc, only a lieutenant commander pilot. Yeah, that's disappointing. Get that in here. That is a big part of it, Jeremy. And it's also, I think, a big issue for a lot of these is they still have like ship locked consoles or yeah, I'd say it's the lack of a primary specialization, the lack of the secondary spec also being like lieutenant commander, like especially when you look at like lieutenant command. We've talked about before the lower value that sub lieutenant commander command has. Um, for some of those specializations, the lower specialization seats there just doesn't really offer that much, and then it's you look at something like the Vodwar Manassa here, like you can only put that console on 3 ships in the game. Yeah, because there's the Manassa, the Stika, and then the Vod Jug. So, like, for some of these older consoles, it's like there might be some that actually, end up performing well on some builds, but because they're limited to just a few ships, we don't even they've never been given the opportunity to see where they fall in comparison to newer options on better ships. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm getting some messages. Oh, Infamous. I thought you already had that. Um, yeah, if you are one of the people that won a T6 coupon code from me over on console, if your code did not work, just send me a message back. I got the new codes from Kale yesterday, and I will go in and send you the new ones if your existing one doesn't work. Those are ships from back in a time where we still considered consoles to be the cool thing that this ship does instead of the cool thing that owning the ship. Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know what this would do performance wise, but it's just just highlighting an example there because that's a lot of these older ships have issues like that. Rachel? Um the Quark, why bother now? That's not in Lobby, is it? I'm pretty sure that's not in Lobby. I think we would have heard about that if it was. Um, yeah. Related to this point, helping out older ships without full specs is kind of what I wanted to see at first from the idea of fleet variants of existing ships. Yeah. Where did my spreadsheet go? But yeah, I guess that really is the answer. Is like if I was looking for what would be like the most underwhelming set of additions from like the older day, from the older ships, it would really be a lot of those pre 2020 ships that don't have like high ranking specialization combos, don't have consoles that you can go and put on any ship. Like that would really be the answer. It's a boring answer, but like if the question is what would be like the most disappointing, the most underwhelming, like that would be it. Like of the Lobby offerings that remain, like which of these have things on them that people still care about right now? The Zal has Invincible, which like some PvP people like, but I mean PvP is not very lively right now. Astica, that had a popular trait back in the day for the power buffs, but you know that's been 11 years now. Power's not really as much of an issue. And there's so many other traits that we have now. Yeah, it's a boring answer, but it is the answer. Is basically the older ships. Yeah, Darthon, I've heard that one before from people. Zal has almost the same seeing as the Temerian, does it? It's been so long since I looked at this. Yeah, it's pretty close. Waldo, good catch there. Yeah. Yeah, I did try a couple runs logical with the Damocles console. The issue I found is like it's good, like it's really good. I might try it on the Isocon setup a bit more, but for like the crate build, I'd have to drop something that's doing, a lot more. It's like I would have to probably drop like sequential, and I'm seeing a boost from the Damocles console, but I'm not seeing a boost that's covering that loss. Um, yeah. Can I do my race over here? My daily? Yes, I can. Okay. I had to drop something. Um, something had to give. And Chronophage does a lot of damage, but like the perk of the crit chance and severity, it was a worthy trade-off. And I've got enough shield stripping from like sequential and the Breen Yadthot console that they worked out. Yeah. Galactic Krenim Chronophage is perfectly balanced. As is, you are dismissed. There's nothing wrong with you are dismissed.
The rope bridge often gets wind currents. Don't worry though, it's very safe.
Okay. Little bit of lag here on the Ryza map today. Oh no. Oh no. Gonna be even more accusations. Does anyone fly the Oberth? I believe that there's a few people that have dedicated builds for whenever Kale's in game and flying around and doing a stream. I don't know anyone outside of that flies an Oberth on a regular. I'm sure that there's someone out there that does it for theme. Oh no. That not count? Okay, let's restart that one. I hear a kid run into my door. Running into the door.
Good thing that volcano's not
True
active
players run the
anymore.
Oberth with the Noble console so they can go out in a blaze of glory. Yes. Yeah. Krenim Chronophage does really well, especially like on an EPG build. Yeah, it does do a lot better than some of the other EPG consoles out there, but I'd say that's more of there just being a lot of EPG consoles that don't necessarily scale up super well. Yeah, I believe SM.
The river grotto is a great spot for freshwater wading.
Okay, let's go back to the resort here. Well, there's always going to be something that's the best Galactic, and if there's something that is, one of the best and it's very accessible, I personally quite like that.
I hope
Get out there and fly.
I am, let's see here. I'm a week out from getting the GOM 2, so next Saturday, the stream will be me playing with the GOM 2 on live, but I will probably have my review out for the GOM 2 before then, because I got it over on Tribble. Oberth with the Noble console is a torpedo build, but you're the torpedo? I like that. Fane, I like that. Buy it out, help. I don't have the money to buy it out right now. I bought too much other stuff. Like, I showed this. I bought that little mini computer. Bought that. What else did I buy? I bought a bunch of, like, weird adapters off AliExpress that are going to take a while to get here. I bought the camera. Yeah. I ain't got money for that right now. And if I was going to do a ship buyout, I feel like I'd probably be more inclined to wait to see what the KDF ship is. But realistically, I'll probably just get that out, free to play as well, and then I'll use my Zen to get the Calvin bundle. And if the next Muds bundle's any good, how am I liking the new camera? I do much better quality. The only thing I dislike is because I ordered this off AliExpress, I got hit by unexpected import fees. And what was the most annoying is that the import fees were like $2 or $3, but then I had to pay another $17 for DHL to process the import fees. That was a bit annoying. But yeah, with the activation time changes, I am using Triptych Tactical Control Node. That is the console off the NP. That console, it's really, really amazing, guys. If you don't have the NP, like it is right in the Zen store, $30. If you have an unrestricted T6 coupon, for instance, if you buy a Muds bundle and you get a T6 coupon out of that, you can use that T6 coupon to pick this up. 8 DHL. It's a fee, processing fee, yeah. But yeah, guys, the NP, like, this is like insanely good because of the activation time change. So go out to pick this up. Like, that's summoning 2 little escorts that are going to help you in combat, and then it's giving you that big crit chance and severity boost. Really, really quite significant. What are my endeavors? Defeat Vaudouar ground, pull her on damaged space, repair shield space. Those are all easy. The Ortiz skin on it looks amazing, yes. Yeah, it's really good. It's also, if you want to go for the entire 16th bundle, the next time there's a 35% sale, like that's massively increased the value of that bundle, because the Kamari was already really high value. And then you've now got another ship in there that's really high value now. Just remember, though, you don't get a discount for the bundles if you buy like one of the ships out of them. So if you are if you do want to go for the bundle, I wouldn't buy one of the ships standalone right now. Yeah, so you're getting the Fed version. I'm sorry, with the Arbiter, the Legendary Avenger. Then you have a Vulcan ship, which is the highest value for Space Barbie. Yes. I am going to go contribute to a fleet here quick, but I think I have to burn my fleet creds again. What am I at here? Okay, I'm just under the 10 mil cap. I need to go... What do I think of the Kamari console? I think it's fine. I don't think it wasn't as impactful to me as the trait, but it's still really good. I need this character to I'm just thinking how I want to do this here. I need to burn a lot of fleet creds. I'm just going to have it leave this fleet again temporarily. Yeah, the trait is the big thing. Okay. I'm going to burn all of the fleet creds on this character again, just to clear up some space here so I can contribute more. I'm right next to the dill mine. I haven't bought the fleet dill mine doffs on this character yet, so I guess I'll do that. At this point, I basically just buy all the bundles as soon as they drop, but with the YouTube, it makes sense to do that. The Envy and the Sirach are fine. It's just that they're, I mean, I would say they just are more for the theme aspect than meta. But I mean, they're both perfectly fine ships to fly around. Okay. Time to whale out here. This is not the right person. Is it this one? Beautiful. Okay, how many DOF slots do I have to work with here? Quite a few. I'm buying the really expensive miner here. Why am I buying these? Because I just need to burn the fleet creds. Okay, I think 3 of each is sufficient. That's half the fleet creds burned. Now let me go to a different holding. Gibbs, how's it going, man? Buy more Nore. Don't worry, this is not the last time I'm doing this, so. Yeah, it's each of the holdings has some special duty officers. More rum and cyberpunk. Look at all those Borgdorfs. Would be a shame if anything happened to them. Terrible logical. Rams, how's it going? Okay, duty officers here. They all the same thing. There we go. Beautiful. Why am I buying multiple? Because I need to burn the fleet creds. I don't know if I bought the K13 ones yet. Nice. Nothing, Bughole. I could buy DOF packs, but I already have like 20 million fleet creds worth of DOF packs on this character. So I'm just buying random duty officers to burn up my fleet creds so that I don't just waste fleet creds as I'm contributing to projects. Nah, I've been contributing a lot of dilithium to some fleets on the Fed side, and I just keep running into the cap. So it's a constant battle of going in and clearing out the fleet creds. and waiting for maps. There we go. Where are the doffs at here? Not that. I think if we're looking at existing things, Jeremy, there are the +10 like stat things over at the fleet starbase, like the elite fleet. Yeah, the fleet engineering, tactical, science skill boost, the elite ones. Um, if I could stack more than 10 of those in a stack and buy larger quantities of them at a time, that would be nice, but I'd probably run out of provisions pretty quickly doing that. But in general, like, what would I want to buy with fleet creds? I think you guys are on the right approach with like some new weapons. Some more variations there over time could be interesting. Some more duty officers that are unique or better than what we have right now. Like we've seen a few different ultra rare duty officers put onto these holdings, but some of them were, some of them from that earlier batch were just basically copy paste of the very rare. Like if the ultra rare doffs actually had like improved perks over the very rare, that would be a bit more enticing. Like the technicians over at the fleet colony, those have the same 10% as the very rare, but if they were, a higher percentage than the very rare, that would entice a few more people to go in and get them. Or if they had some other effect, like also causes your auxiliary battery to not drain aux power, like that'd be interesting. The Borg doffs pop up as a popular option too, like some fleet variants of those would be interesting. Like some fleet variants of the Borg doffs. That could be interesting as well. Fleet specific personal, ground, or ship traits might be useful. Okay, what can I buy here? Not the bridge officers. Ultra rare. Yeah. I think the only issue, like I said, with that though, is I think a change to that could impact how quickly we're burning through the buff provisioning. So maybe give us a project that like or something that just increases the amount of buff provisions that we get from these projects, because right now it's like 37 every 20 hours or 16 or whatever with the time discount. Yeah, but for reusable stuff, or things that we'd purchase repeatedly, like these sorts of buffs, these items, these are good. Like that's something that could be explored more as well, because like especially at higher performance levels, I mean that is something people will go out and spend for, is just any little buff that they can get, and these don't add that much, but people will go out and stockpile them. The coveted Endeavor XP bonus pool. I mean, over at the Starbase, they already have like a Fleet Mark bonus pool, I believe. But let me get this character out of this fleet and back over to the other now. Upgrade accelerators, yeah. Ship rentals has popped up before. I don't think that's really a feasible thing with how the game is designed, SM. I don't think that would really work out. Yeah, bridge officers is another thing. Yeah, I brought that up. So I actually made a thread over on the Discord Can I pull this up right now? Yeah. I made a thread over in the Discord for like what do we want to see in the fleet stores next. Um, yeah, so what I put in there was the like Reman bridge officers with all three ranks of infiltrator. And ideally, like if there was one that was a bit more expensive that had the same superior infiltrator and superior Romulan operative combo that we see on the Reman that we can get from the Delta operations pack, like something like that would be cool. Yeah, the mini techs I think could be really interesting as well, Jeremy. I'd love to see those available again. I just think that depending on what sort of provision they use, that the corresponding project might need to be just buffed up to give more provisions with each project. Yeah. Um yeah, so what else popped up in this thread? Oh, vanity gear wise, SFC pointed out the United Earth Defense Force vessel and the Jovian had some like special vanity weapons on them that were like a purplish pinkish Tetron. And the United Earth Defense Force vessel had phasers that visually appear like Vodwar Polaron but are colored orange instead. Yes, there's a bunch of variations that can still be done, but I think the bridge officers would be good. The Riemann bridge officers with Infiltrator just open up to all factions the ability to really maximize the cloaking mechanic, because that is something that is still pretty much Romulan exclusive for the most part. KDF recruits can get one Riemann infiltrator basically, but or one bridge officer with infiltrator. Nick, thank you for the 20 gifted over on YouTube. Greatly appreciate that. Torpedoes. Yeah. Nick, I know you want some big torpedo buffs. I know, bud. Yeah, the Remans would be something. Yeah, people are mentioning a lot of different like weapon visuals in the thread, it looks like so far. I'd say just from like a fleet management point of view, um yeah, this could be like a dill sync too, but just I'm mentioning this just because I had to go out and clean the fleet out yesterday a little bit, but um if we could buy more roster slots in the fleet to go from like 500 to 600 and up, you know, like I think that could be interesting for fleets also, but I don't know how much work that would be. I know that there's been bugs in the past that allowed for the cap to be bypassed, and that there were some fleets that like had a lot of people in them back in the day. I think that got fixed though, and we're hard stuck at that 500 cap now. But if there was a way to like pay to increase that, that'd be interesting. Gotta go back and promote my character up now. Something to, well, the weapon modifiers. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd want to necessarily open up pen to be on non-crafted weapons, because that's supposed to be a special thing for crafted weapons. But I will say, Kale had already mentioned in the Discord that the elite fleet procs were going to be like discussed. Yeah. But yeah, Nick, again, thank you for the 20 gifted. I really appreciate that, man. Do I think unlocking spirals via fleet would be an okay idea? I don't think that's really needed, because you can get the spirals just by owning any of the Cardassian ships, and there's now multiple of those in the Zen store, so like if you go in and pick up the Cardassian Gamor, like that gets you spiral access. Yeah. I got you, Jeremy. Raise all procs to 5%. But yeah, I do have a thread over on the Discord too, guys. If you have any like fleet stuff that you'd like to see, I do have it over in the Stowe Discord if you want to just chip in your thoughts there. Yeah, it's a lot of different things that popped up I'm seeing. Yeah. Did I actually go in and promote my character? No, I did not. Okay, promote. Now time to whale out and contribute a bunch of dilithium to this fleet. Okay, that needs fleet marks. Fleet marks? Oh no. If anyone is in the TBC Fed Armada, we need some fleet marks for Epic Creator Code CasualSAB. Have enough in the coffer. Good. Indeed, Master Chief. I just hope the ads are not too disruptive on the Twitch side. Wombat. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at it. As soon as I fill these projects. Just a few more clicks to go. Um, almost there. Okay, we're not contributing any of those duty officers. There we go. All the dilithium. And just like that, I don't even have a bonus pool active right now. I'm already almost back up to 2 mil. There we go. And there will be another upgrade on this fleet for the starbase in just a couple hours. So if any of you are on in about 5 hours, that'll need just under 5,000 fleet marks. I go through every now and then. I mentioned this on a stream a couple weeks back that this popped up. Mayo was in listening, but what is it? The coffers were not working through the Armada window. I think part of the issue with the Armada system is that people, it's a bit of clicking to get to the point of contributing to some of the other fleets, and I think for experienced players it's not really an issue, but because there's a couple steps to get to the contributions, it doesn't get as much engagement. Yeah, the UI is not... Like, I don't mind this UI personally, but I'm used to it. But I know for other people who are not necessarily used to navigating stuff in SO, it might be a little tedious. But yeah, like there's also no coffer button for the Armada, which especially for the colony world is a bit rough because a bunch of these fleets that are built out have, maxed out coffers for like their colony, and they can't contribute those provisions to the other fleets in the Armada. Gary, thank you for the 20 gifted as well. Very much appreciate that. Gary and Nicholas, thank you to both of you for all the gifted. I've had characters swimming in marks and no ability to contribute, even with Armadas, yeah. I mean, if there was more fleets in the Armada system, that would help there a little bit, but the UI the UI, I think, is a barrier for a lot of casual players. Yeah. I think a larger, I've talked about this before. Let me swap over to a different fleet. As someone running a fleet, can't let the eastern states take all the credit. Oof. Terrible. And I appreciate that. But as someone that is running a a couple fleets, I dislike because so we have to give a bunch of people the permission to slot projects in order to keep the unload surplus fleet marks project going. But the downside of that is that the permissions is all or nothing. So for instance, on my KDF fleet here, I don't know who's doing it. I need to put out a fleet mail saying please stop, but someone keeps going in and slotting the XP projects for a couple of the parts of the starbase here when we don't need that. Like we don't need that. We need to provision, for some of these other things instead. But because I have that permission out to a bunch of people so that they can do the special project, it means that they can go in and do all of the projects. It's all or nothing with the permissions. But if there was like a larger fleet mark dump project, I could be a bit more restrictive with that. Like if there was a project we could unlock that was like, I don't know, 20, 30, 50k fleet marks, that'd be beneficial. I also, yeah, Jeremy, that would be nice. A million fleet marks would be excessive. The it doesn't tell you who slotted projects now. So what do we need here? We need buffs. Buff provisions. Okay, what is that? Support local systems. Yep. And reinforce local systems, and this one's going to be the science for local systems. The XP projects also clog up the menu for selecting projects when completed. Yeah. I think those being removed would be simpler. I could see some people saying that they are using them to get rid of duty officers, but I mean at that point that's you should be really looking at the Armada tab. How would this whole conversation change, if at all, if we cut all fleet project timers in half? I do think that would help, because that you wouldn't be worrying as much about things being clogged out, by a bad project being slotted. It would help. Yeah. Gary, again, I appreciate that. Yeah, gotcha. I think a lower time, especially for upgrades, especially for the upgrades, like it would be nice, especially with me working on a smaller fleet again, a smaller secondary fleet, if I could get through those upgrades a little bit faster. Like I know that it gets to a point where some of them are like 2 weeks long. Like it would speed up development of smaller fleets. We'd be burning through resources a bit faster as well. Yeah, don't cut the timers out entirely, but if we could run like 2 cycles of project in one day, that would help a lot of fleets out. Like, because you could, wake up, start your projects, fill them before you go to work. When you come back, end of day, you could go in and get the next batch going. Like that would help. At this point in the game's life cycle, there's no point in limiting new fleets with forced timers like that. Yeah. Yeah. The one of the sets of projects that I've always found annoying are the ones that just purely take dilithium. I understand why they're there. Just to get something quickly, but for a lot of fleets, I know that they run into issues as well, from people slotting those and just clogging up a slot, because not all the fleets are going to have the dilithium to go in and just fill one of those provisioning projects. So I almost wish for those that it was just like a separate permission, so you could make it so only select people could actually slot those, so just to have another barrier to prevent people from accidentally slotting them. But I understand why they're there, I just dislike them. I feel like a lot of people don't bother with KDF Admiralty. It gave us 40k fleet deal every time you hit level 10. I did a video going over, let me pull it up here, like how to get fleet creds, but that video did not get much attention, unfortunately. Where is it? How to get fleet creds. That video, was the thumbnail bad on that one? That video just didn't do as well as I was hoping it would. It's at 3.7k views. Jeremy, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. KDF Admiralty is pretty useful, yeah. There's a clear winner on the title, though. Fleet credits have never been this easy to get. Yeah. I think part of the problem with any fleet-related video is just many people ignore fleets anymore. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And the point is trying to change that. So, average view duration. I mean, that was a almost 15-minute video. It's got 6 minutes 41 seconds of average view. I mean, that's not terrible. What did? I'm just curious. I want to see a different video from around that time. The balance pass video. I want to see what was the view duration on that. Much higher, of course, but that's because that's a longer video. Yeah, you have to. Unfortunately, with how the algorithm works and the just grabbing people's attention, like you have to do stuff like that of go really clickbaity sometimes with the questioning, the title, the phrasing. Yeah. Okay. I need to get my other dailies done here. This fleet credit situation is insane. Yep. Yeah. I agree. That's popped up in the conversations. I was gonna go do VOD War on ground here, so let me go over to Zaldi here. How is I haven't been on any of his streams recently. How has Triz's streams been? You been enjoying the summer? I just mentioned that because this character's named after him. Yeah, I think with the fleet system too, something that's popped up in some of the other conversations was about the load times. Like one of the things that sucks about the fleets is you got to load into the space map, then load into the ground map. Like in each of the map loads takes a while, so having that extra one just to go to the space map is a bit rough. Yeah. He's very excited about being able to hoard even more lol nuts that he'll never use or sell. Yeah, I've seen he's doing a lot of other games. Yeah. Because it's like a bridge map, it'll kick you out when you load back in. Okay, not CasualSAB. Make everything accessible from the fleet tab. Yeah. Engineer content? I mean, I do a lot of engineer content. What are you talking about? I am a... I'm an engineer player. Logical, didn't you know? I love that I can just spam bar this stuff now. I don't have the noble leveled up on this character. I'm also not on the right build. What am I on? Oh, it's just a couple traits wrong. I think I had magnified firepower. No, that should be the Ox one. Yeah, I am using the noble trait on my main because it helps get the consoles down a little bit faster. Load into Beyond the Nexus is approaching a full minute, yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick infected run with this. Just solo with the engineer because I haven't done one since the change. I don't have all my changes loaded here, but I'll give it a go.
The situation is grim. All attempts to hail the...
I don't think the developers intended for us to use all of the traits at the same time, but that's what I'm doing. Or sort of the way I've been leaning. Yeah. So this is a solo infected on my engineer captain.
Your defensive capabilities are unable to withstand us. Lower your shields.
Scanning the
Await
nanite.
assimilation.
God. Additional data is available. The nanite probe will repair the trench. Stop them.
Doing good. Yeah, it's so much smoother with the changes. No, I died. I didn't even realize. I've already beat, like, I've got like a 3-4 on this character. But I failed. I let everyone down. Yeah, I don't have the noble trait on here, so let me go back. I got my other endeavors done with that, but I'm gonna have to unlock the noble trait on this character. Yeah, so on the like top end crate build, there's been a few changes because of the recent stuff. So now I've got viral impulse burst 1 on, and I dropped jam targeting sensors because if I recall, like Vib has a 30-second minimum, and jam's a little bit longer from what I recall. I'm probably wrong, and someone will call me out if I am. But yeah, with that, I move the emerge power to engines up. Yeah, I do have a video going over the jump thing. Yeah. Alan, how's it going? Stanky, terrible. Yeah, so the changes, I've got Vib on, Viral Impulse Burst instead of Jam Sensors now. I don't have, on this specific build, I don't have Tearing Goodbye on. For the vast majority of players, like, you still want to have Tearing Goodbye on. Just to be clear, this is like bleeding edge, like pushing 4 million DPS, like solo. Like I'm getting my crit chance elsewhere. Part of that is the triptych is now on over the Crenum Chronophage. Again, most of you still want to have Tearing Goodbye on, so if you just bought that with the Muds sale, do not feel discouraged just because I don't have it on this specific build. Like, it's still like a top tier trait. That this is an elitist build, yes. But yeah, I guess I could just show this in action because I do also have the noble trait on to health our orders. It just helps get some of the consoles back up a little bit faster, so I'm going to pop my plus 10 skill boost from the Fleet Starbase. These are at a vendor in the same room as the pets and all that, the weapons. I got my prototype ablative going, and I'm going to just do a solo. That was a fast load. I was talking about keybinds before, so let me also pop up the on-screen. What is with that, like, that transition? Why was that so blurry there for a while?
It's grip.
Okay. Yeah, this is an elitist build, yes, yes. The reason I'm spamming the Ilios toggles is because of the legendary Nebula trait. So you can see I've already got 9 stacks, and by the time I go to hit my fleet power, I will have 10 stacks, which is a substantial power boost there.
Scanning the nanite transfer. Got it. Additional data available.
There we go.
The nanite probe to repair the transfer. Stop that.
To the other side. CSV misfire, that's the first in a while. That unfortunately destroys this run. Basically, at this performance level, if you have any CSV misfire, the run's dead. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing is, you know, something I hope people understand when they see, like, the big numbers with the ISEs is the solo runs, you're not doing it in one go. No, nobody is. The people that are pushing up towards the very tippity top of the, you know, the solo tables, they will have done those TFOs solo a lot. Like, Canoid jumped in and over the course of a few months did like 1,500 runs. Like, you need to understand, like, too, the people getting the big numbers, they do these runs a lot. Like, this is what they do when they play the game. You can do it to logical. I believe in you. It is practice. It's practice. I'm going to talk about this because I have like a I hate spoiling upcoming content because then I feel bad if there's a delay in me doing it. But this is something I'm going to talk about in a video of, these are the, like, I'm probably going to label it really clickbait. Top 5 things DPS players are doing to do more DPS, like something like that. But one of the things is practice and, also going in, recording your runs. Like, yeah. Would I be able to do? I technically I've done an EPG build video in the past 2 years. It's just it got really low engagement. Um, Let me find it. When I did the Talaru stuff, the solo Corfez, I think this 25 or did I do this in 24? That was a 24 video. Time is flying by. Hold on. You want to let me pull up the nice tool here. Okay, that's actually showing Stowe. I'm surprised. Chrome. Okay, we're gonna do a new chat. So I'm gonna show vidIQ. This is like it's basically like a LLM for YouTube stuff. I've played around with it. I spent $10 to get a month of it to try out. That's where some of those thumbnails came in that you guys saw. Just me experimenting. But I want to do a video going over the top methods DPS players in Star achieve higher performance. Can you provide some top tier titles and a 10 out of 10 thumbnail for me, along with a video outline? Like this, I wouldn't follow this, but this is more of just showing what it does. Download more RAM for an instant 10% deeps increase. Yes. It also will tell me how many monthly searches there are on YouTube for certain things, like related to Star Trek Online. Oh, that title, to be honest, is not far off of what I would think of like a meme. It's really small here. The DPS secrets top Star Trek Online players don't talk about. I'd probably do it as the DPS secrets they haven't told you. This, just to be clear, this stuff is not like I wouldn't go in and necessarily, do what this is saying one for one. It's more of just if I'm using these sorts of tools, it's going to be more for research. The DPS secrets I haven't told you. Oh no. It's getting stuff wrong. It's even talking about Omega and Delta. Oh no. As soon as I see something say to use anything other than beta, I get worried. Yeah, it says the DPS secrets top Star Trek Online players don't talk about is the top top scoring it came up with. This is why AI is pretty bad, yeah. What ship is this? Wait, is that... I mean, it's not in stow. I mean, look at these missiles. Like, what the hell is that? That's just pain. I like that it's actually got the howdy folks Spencer here. Yeah, I got a $10 like first month trial of it just to see what it was, because I've seen a lot of people use vidIQ, and don't get me wrong, there are elements of it that are cool, but I'm not going to renew it. Like I'm gonna look into setting up some local stuff just because I want to experiment with some things, but it's been interesting to see some things on here. Oh, Dan, you okay? Suntra, thank you for stopping by. Have a good night. It's pulling old information too. Like it's talking about directed energy modulation, EPS power transfer rate, attack pattern cycling. Like, what? What the hell even is this? Yeah. It's just interesting to look up stuff like this. That's stowed up fandom. What's wrong with you, Spencer? I thought you were better than this AI stuff. Shame. I very much do not like most of the AI stuff that we see on the market. And especially how things are being shoved everywhere. I do not like that, but I do feel that there are certain tools that can have potential, but just in general, you get a lot of slop, and there are ways that some of these things can help, but it's rough. There's certainly a lot of slop. Okay, I can go back into another solo now. Attack pattern echo for some reason. There is not currently a new Muds bundle, but there is a Muds bundle sale. I expect we'll probably see a new Muds bundle in the not too distant future. We need a Spencer AI, a program that forgets to toggle Helios. Wow. I believe this run will be big numbers. I will not have a CSV misfire. But like, yeah, if you're trying to go for the higher DPS stuff, it really is repetition. Like getting the muscle memory down of like hitting certain things at certain times. Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of 2024 ships I'd like to see. Like there's, you know, for instance, the Credence. The Credence, the Protostar, I think would be fun to have on account-wide unlock. The Shrike, the Dauntless 2, like the Connie 3. Like there's still a few additions I look forward to getting. How often do I get record runs on stream? I mean, it happens. Not all the time, but it has happened before.
Scanning the nanite trench. Got it. Additional data available.
Yeah, it starts a little smidge slow.
Nanite probe to repair the trench. Stop that.
This left side's going a little slower than I'd like. Go. Yeah, the left side is too slow. Basically for me, I know if I'm not leaving, certain points of the run at certain numbers, like it's not going to be good. Like if I'm leaving under 4 million now on the left side, it's very unlikely to be good.
Probe is closing in on the grid. Destroy it.
And I just screwed up positioning here at the gate. Yeah, I screwed this one up. Cries for torpedoes? I know. Yeah, I just botched that one up a little bit. But using the Noble's trait, I can get, if you go back in and watch, you'll see that I got the lithium transporter up, again, much faster at the left side.
However, our scans of the starbase are still being disrupted.
You know, and especially with this stuff here, like, you can see that I've got very high uptime on, like, the lithium console from the Credence, the NP console. Like, the Noble's trait does actually have value. Yeah, World Razor would be good. The Gorn Hunter, even though Plasma's fallen behind a little bit in the current meta, I still think getting the Gorn Hunter account-wide would be pretty nice. Noble trait completely changes the run for you. Gotta learn a couple activations, yeah. Yeah, the Noble trait is the one where when you hit Captain abilities, it reduces the cooldown of Universal Consoles. Of course, it scrolled up there. To hell with our orders. Skylar, how's it going? Yeah. Nick has been very sad about the torpedo situation because he's been trying some torpedo stuff recently again, and he's actually a bit depressed about it because he's depressed about the tank side. You know, tanks not really being needed at a higher performance level. They are still good for lower performance and mid range. And he's sad about his other niche that he likes, torpedoes, just being so slow. The Noble trait is meta for the crate build at the very high end, yes. I would say if you're not pushing for the absolute tippity top, then you're still going to be better off with like Terran Goodbye or Temporal Tunneling. I mean, your science can still do pretty well. I need to go in and update my science captain over to the modern build here that I have for crate, but yeah, I mean, Psi, Inge, TAC, they can all do really well. Like, in the gap isn't as far as the tactical propaganda would lead you to believe. Like, TAC is still the best, but Inge and Psi can still do very respectable numbers. Noble is potentially free. Hard to beat free indeed. Well, we just, you know, the console situation's gotten a little bit better because with the activation time changes, you have some Zen store options that are really good. You know, Tachyon Netron's just got a bit of value. The triptych off the NP is really, really good. But yeah, console-wise, I'm using the Shield Frequency Overload off of the Odd Thought, Triptych off the NP, the Custom Power Matrix off the Ilios, the Lithium Transporter off the Credence, Fleet Power off the Iwani, of course, Agony off the Terran Adamant, Antimatter Interweave off of the Obina. That's basically giving me my survivability because I don't have DPRM on. Sequential Warhead Loader off the Shangri-La, Broadside Combat Module off of the Kerala, Vovin, of course, Spirit of Sacrifice off the Trafalgar. That's giving me my cooldown reduction for Bridge Officer abilities and Captain abilities. That also allows me to take the long-range targeting sensor points out of my skill tree to move those elsewhere. Then You Are Dismissed, which is a recent Black Box console, and then Micro Quantum Torpedoes off of the Achilles. I did combine, yes, I did combine the Legendary Nebula trait, Particle Fluctuation Analysis with Universal Designs. Yeah. No, Micro Quantum is really good off the Achilles. It's one of the best consoles in the game, but it's a skill-based console. So the way to get a lot out of the Micro Quantum off the Achilles is to get a bunch of enemies grouped up in a grab well and then hit them with that. Like it's very much a skill-based activation of you knowing to group enemies up and then timing it right. Like that's really the big thing. If you don't do that, you're not going to get as much from it. Do I have 100% crit chance on my build right now? Yes. Yepers, if I go and pull up the 4 mil run, let me see here. I just don't have room. Like, I could, if I had more room, I'd put the Damocles console on for the power buffs it has, but I just don't have room. Everything that I could put on would, there'd be a sacrifice associated with it. But yeah, look at my crit chance here. Overall is a little bit lower because some abilities are like an all or nothing when they activate, and some abilities just don't crit at all. Yeah, I need T6X3 for more consoles, yes. But I mean, you look at Dilithium's 100%. I guess there's a couple things that did not get all the way, but I mean, look at my weapons. 100% on the weapons, like, yeah. A lot of crit. All of the crit chance. That reminds me too, I do want to remind all of you that with the Phoenix event right now, this is the best time to go in and get to the Phoenix upgrade. So I have 40 ultra rare tokens here. I'm going to go in and convert those right now. Give me all of the upgrade tokens. There we go. Yeah, it was for OSS shutdown. Because the dilithium console from the Credence doesn't actually guarantee it doesn't stop the subsystem offline. So we know that there's another ship bundling coming. That'll be another 3 ships, so that's 9 upgrades I need there. The bundle will probably come with the upgrades, but still, I like to have them stockpiled just in case. Yeah. Well, I don't have room to do a different warp core. But let me see. Do I have... Yeah, I've got the Damocles console here. Let me move it over. So the clicky on the Damocles console, for 20 seconds, it's plus 20 current and max subsystem power, plus 100% power transfer rate, immunity to subsystem offline effects, and upon expiration, it removes all damage over time effects from yourself for 5 seconds. Yeah, I'm really sad that there's no Zen sale. I don't think there's any Muds bundles I wanted to get right now personally, but I would still have liked to have been able to have gotten some Zen a bit cheaper for the next set of releases. Gotcha. Yeah, T7 ships would end the game. The only really good option they have is to continue with the current expansion system. Oof. Sorry, Nick. It depends on what bundle like what style they go with, but I mean, if you have like $100 worth of Zen, so 10,000 Zen on hand, you'll probably be fine. Because it's a 3-ship bundle, so the base cost will probably be like 12K. If they remove the T6 coupon, it might come in a little bit lower. But I would assume the base cost would be somewhere between 12 or 10 and 12,000 Zen. I believe in you, Nick. You'll get it. I did drop Kobayashi, yes. Yeah. Besides Dread Through the Ages, what are some bundles worth getting? For the Muds bundles, again, the Disco Inferno for the D7 and the Discovery Connie. Into Darkness is one that people consider not for a meta reason, but just for the quantity of ships. Master of Science for the Crossfield refit if you want Universal Designs account-wide. The NRX is also decent. Master of Tactics, that's really just for the Mirror Warship for Terran Goodbye account-wide. I mean, some of these older bundles, they're still fine for some things, like In Command. If you wanted the Voth Rampart and the Section 31 account-wide, like that's there for you. Secret Intel if you want to do Tort builds account-wide. Yeah, some of these are a bit tough. Carried Away, I mean, I like that. I like the Briostress. I haven't flown it in a while, but like that's, just if you're there for the nostalgia. It gets a bit tough with some of these. Primary Faction for the Delkina, but the Delkina is not, we're not using the Delkina as much nowadays, sadly. Delkina is a good ship, though. I will say, I know Nick has been talking about the sarcophagus for tanking again, for the trait, Honored Dead. I don't know if I'd spend that much for it, but just as a collector, maybe going for that just to get the Delkina sarcophagus and like the 50 keys might be something I do in the future, but not right now. Not got the money for that. Yeah, Delkina is an awesome ship. Any speculation on the ships in the upcoming bundle? I believe that there was an accidental tease of the 3 ships on a stream a while back, and I believe that there was some stuff posted on Reddit, but at this time, I have no comments to provide. How much money would it take to get every ship unlock available? Many thousands. Many thousands. The fighter pilot for Deimos, I haven't used the Deimos Lance console in such a long time at this point. Like, it's still good, don't get me wrong. If you like Universal Designs with the Immolating Phaser Lance, that is still a perfectly viable way to go. I'm just saying, for me personally, I haven't used that console in over a year. Like, it's not... It's a nice to have, but not necessary. Like, budget-wise, you can also use the Crystal Prism console, which is now in Muds to keep, or not Muds, now in Phoenix to keep the UD up all the time. I guess the point is really just that there's options. Yeah. I guess any other questions you guys have about Muds bundles that you want to ask while I'm live here? Because I know that there's a few of these people are still curious about. And like, you know, really some of these are not meta, you know, but who cares? Like if the bundle's got something in it that you like, that you want, like there's so much power creep in the game nowadays, you can make every T6 ship viable. What mods bundle will make your torpedo build viable? Nicholas, you would probably like Secret Intel. That's got a lot of torp accessories in there. Create part 2 or new mods bundle first. I mean that depends on how much how closely they follow if that leak schedule. Is there? Oh, yeah, I did see a comment on that. Think I forgot to hit enter. Is there anything in mods bundles that might be affected by the future reduction of activation delays? The Excelsior 2 is about the only console I can think of out of what's here. Yeah, I really think it would be down to the Excelsior 2. Do I happen to have an ETA for the top 15 annual campaign recommendations? It'll be up before the end of the summer event. Yeah, it'll be up before the end of the summer event. That's not currently my just because of all the other stuff that's popped up in the first half of this month, that just has not been the priority. It'll drop before the end of the month, but I think that there's another video I'd like to get done first. Is there a Juggernaut bundle? There are Juggernauts in bundles. You know, for instance, Lost in the Delta Quadrant has the Vaudouar Juggernaut. The As Seen in TNG has the Liberated Borg Command Juggernaut, but the Vaudouar Juggernaut would be the one you'd care about. And the issue for the Vaudouar Juggernaut is that, I mean, you can get most of that performance on something like the Legendary Avenger. Your local Walmart had a 5080 on the shelf, brand new for MSRP. Lucky. I'm still happy with my 7900 XTX. The 9070 XT also has performed well for me, but I think GPU wise, I'm satisfied with the current performance that I see in games. The Nvidia stuff, it would be nice to have some of that stuff for the like CUDA. But gaming wise, I'm not really, I don't feel like I'm missing too much. But yeah, good. That's a good catch on a 5080 at MSRP. Yeah, especially that's the pricing on the GPUs has really just went crazy. You can get like 1.5 to 2 mil in the pug if you live, but if any DPS do boat turns up, you're screwed. Nick, yeah, your torpedo build is completely viable. You're unhappy that you're getting 1.5 to 2 million DPS and you're not doing like 3 million like a do build. Like 1.5 to 2 million DPS is still plenty damage, plenty enough. Like you're still doing amazingly well with the torp build, man. It's all fine. Have you tried shoving the torpedoes out the tube a bit quicker? He wants more high yield torps a bit faster. They need a buff? I know that they need a buff. We all know that. He needs Spock and McCoy in the tubes. Oh yeah, I think I remember you showed me like a picture of your computer. I'm about to do some upgrades with my system. I talked about how like on the prior stream how my CPU temps have been a little bit toasty recently. I need to remount my CPU cooler, but I need to I just did some maintenance to my water cooling loop, but I need to tear it apart. Like, I need to tear the entire thing apart. One of the pumps is grinding. So I've got twin D5s in there, and one of the D5 pumps has started grinding after the most recent set of maintenance. So if I run it at a high speed, it is audible. So I just need to go in, get that torn apart, just see if there's something with the bearing or whatever. It's gonna be fun, but I'll be doing that probably next week because I have an order of stuff arriving from Performance PCs. It's fine. I was thinking I want to go through. I showed this recently, but I picked up a let me go camera, or just make the camera bigger here. I picked up a big 560 rad, really cheap because it's got that dent in it. So because it's got that little dent there, it still holds pressure. I've went in, I've done the pressure test. It still holds pressure, but because it had that dent in it, I got this for like, I don't know, like $60. So I'm gonna swap this in. I have one spot in my case that I can fit this, and that'll provide a nice bit of cooling. It's got some Noctua 140s on it right now, but it's going to be a bit of work to get that in the system, but I'll get it. But I'm going to also go in and move some of the radiators around. But yeah, the pump grinding's not good. I've got a new pump res coming in, so let me show this. Where is it? Bits power. Is this the right one? I want to be clear that I did not pay this price at all. I want to be perfectly clear about that. But I've been using this reservoir for a while. And I saw a deal on eBay for a 4 parts one from Performance PC. They accepted my offer at $150 for it. And they messed up. They shipped my order to the wrong person, and they sent me that person's order. And what they did is they just pulled a new one out of their inventory, and the last one they had in stock, and they're sending it over to me. Oh no, camera view. No, I forgot. Yeah. So if you've seen some of the like really fancy custom builds, this is again, I did not even pay half this. But it's a full pump res from Bits Power. I just really like the design of it. Every time I see this in a build, it's like I really like that design. Twisted, thanks for stopping by. So I got this coming in, and I'll probably be swapping that into the loop, and I'll pull out the pumps I have in there right now and just, take those apart, see what's going on, and I'll reuse them elsewhere. Yeah, so this is something I really wanted for a while. Like I said, I bought the 4 parts listing they had on eBay. They messed it up and sent that to someone else and sent me that other person's order. So they pulled that last new one that they had in stock, and they're sending it my way. So what's going on the screen to my right? Oh, right here? This is my current reservoir. So like I said, I've got that exact like the reservoir version of that. That's a little bit larger in my case right now. Yeah, so I'm basically going to swap that out. And swap the radiators around. So what I'll do is I'll have, for my CPU and GPU, it'll be cooled by a 360, a 480, and then a 560. Or, yeah, 360, 560, and 480. Yeah. It's a reservoir. It's just it's a hobby that I like. The custom water cooling, it's something I've always been interested in, and so, I mean, if I already got to do some maintenance with the CPU mount being messed up and the pump grinding, like I already got to do maintenance, and I got new parts coming in, so I'll just wait for that. There is also, I mean, this screen here, this is just what I use for like the secondary setup. It's just covered by a bunch of boxes right now. He's hoarding water? No. No, no, no. I use I forget the name. It's from Aqua Computer. Their blue coolant is what I'm using right now. I did see that. I saw that on Reddit. The person 3D printing some replicator parts to send to Amazon. It's a bit of a waste, though. It's a funny meme, but that's a bit wasteful. I think one or two people doing that's fine, but I would hope that that's not something a bunch of people are doing, because that it's all just going to be thrown away. Oh, is it? Let me see. What's that glare? Oh no, you can see that there's a basket over on my bed. Yeah, I got a bunch of crap stacked over there right now. Yeah, so I mean it's just catching the reflection of everything else in this messy room. Okay, was there any other MUDs questions you guys wanted to ask? Again, the only thing I could think of with the activation times that could change is like the Excelsior 2 console. Um, there's not much else I can think of here. Um, so when I got that bundle, I think I went. Did I go for all three ships? Sometimes I just go for all three ships just for the collection, but I might have went for keys on that one. Let me see here. Do I have? Did I? Yeah, I did not get the Voth ship. Okay. Um, I guess I did go for keys on that one. Yeah, you can see the ones I've purchased before. Yeah, so Crossfield, the Anoraks, and then yeah, I guess the 50 Master Keys would have made the most sense for me. Oh yeah, sorry, there was a question about the DS9 one that I forgot to answer. Let me pull that up here. Yeah, if you get that, the bridge officers should be reclaimable. The bridge officers should be infinitely reclaimable, so you can get all of them account wide. Is the Decora T6 worth it to get again? If you have the Ferengi Nagus that we got a couple years ago, the Quark's not going to be worth that much, to be honest. I personally like the entire value to getting the out of this wormhole really though does come down to the McKee Raider count wide, the bridge officers, and I mean at that point you may as well get the Ferengi Quark Marauder. They're just it's such a low value pack. Bet that's Amazon at the door. Yep. Okay. Um, any other questions? Because I'm going to start to wrap things up here. But think of the space Barbie. I know, I know. Yeah. That'd be nice. Yeah, it's such a tough one because that's 150 bucks for basically just some RP bridge officers. Like, I get it, some people are really into the role play. It's just damn, that is a tough one. It's fine. It's like a coffee syrup at the door. It's fine. I'm not in a rush to grab that. I'll grab it when I'm done here. And I gotta send out some codes for these coupons still. Curland there? Yes. Curland was here before, but Curland had to go. And this has went on longer than I thought it was going to. I do want to say, you know, with the sales we got going on right now, guys, like, consoles got 25% off everything. So, you know, again, the NP, if you guys don't have the NP, you know, pick it up. Bundle-wise, for the normal Zen Store bundles, hopefully we'll get a better sale soon. Muds bundle sale, I mean, that's good to take advantage of. But also, there is a Start Your Adventure sale on PC, so, like, if you want some more inventory space, dry dock space, like, I'm gonna grab... I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a couple more dry dock slots for this character. And honestly, I'll probably just have it, get a couple more loadout slots. And then for my engineer character, I'm probably going to grab a couple ship slots. Am I getting paid for every NP they sell or something? I wish. The only way that I get like any affiliate revenue off of people spending money on Stowe is through Epic. Which is why I would very much like to see a Zen sale, especially over on Epic. But no, it's for the most part, it's just me telling you guys that, hey, like, this is actually like really good value. And the NP is 15% crit chance and severity in a console with very high uptime. I'm sure I paid for a hard drive or two with my Epic buys. Yes, the Epic stuff, especially last year, went crazy. The first couple months of this year went pretty crazy. This month and last month have not been as good. But that's just been, like, not as big of a set of sales. A bunch of people stocked up on Zen with the last Zen sale, and I can see that. But there's not been as much in the time since. I'm hoping we get a new Muds bundle soon. The Kelvin bundle, you know, we should have probably around this time next month, I would assume. But new Muds bundle, hopefully pretty soon. Should be Master of Dread bundle. Okay. Look, I'm going to wrap things up here. I didn't plan to go for as long as I did today, but it just worked out, you know, just chatting. So thank you all for tuning in. I am going to work on some videos. I'm not going to say what specifically those videos are because it's a curse every time I do. But what are my thoughts on us getting a Zen sale before the end of the Mud sale? I really don't know. I'm surprised they haven't. Surprised they haven't. Is Nick here? Nick, are you going to stream? Nick is busy right now. Okay. That ain't going to happen right now. Who we got to raid on the Twitch side? I don't know who this person is, but I did see that they were posting into the Discord, so I guess we'll give them a raid here. They're on an engineer. Oh no, I don't know if I can raid an engineer player. Logical, you'll be right at home. I don't know this person, but y'all on Twitch hop over and say hi. They seem to be working on an engineer captain, so have at it. And as always, to all of you watching, I appreciate the support, and I will see you guys around. Gary and Nick, again, also thank you for the gifted subs. That is very much appreciated. See you guys around. What's with the DPRM cooldown? Oh, you mean how it's got like the 20-second timer on it and you can't start cooling it down until after it's finished? I don't know. It's I forget the phrasing for what type of console that is, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.